Hello again. We are still in the integers unit, and we're going to talk about comparing and ordering integers. Sounds simple enough, but here we go. We have to remember that integers, the definition of it is that they are the set of all positive and negative whole numbers. Okay? All positive and negative whole numbers. So 3, maybe 4 examples. We could have 5. We can have -2. We can have 3. We can have 7. Okay. We can have -15. Okay. All positive and negative whole numbers. Guys, you can even throw in 0. Okay. So there's some examples just to remind you. Now, here's an example that we're going to work through. Okay. We have Mrs. Brown's class. They played the unfair game. Points were awarded for answering questions correctly, and points were lost for incorrect answers, meaning they were taken away. So far, here are the team's standings. Okay, let's take a look at those points that those teams have earned. Now, what we need to do is we need to put these numbers on this number line to help us put things in order. Okay. Now, I'm not going to be writing all these names over here above their numbers. So what I want to do is just label them A, B, C, D, and so on. So it makes it much easier to label them when you get over here. Okay, so Cowboys have 5 points. That's positive, so we're going to do this, put that, and do A. Dragons have -3 points. They haven't been doing well. There's B. The butterflies, they have 6. We're going to go down here to C. And then the orcs, they have -5. Okay, so that's D. And then the cookies team, they have 0 points. Okay, they've had all their points taken away, or they've gained points back. They ended up at 0. They broke even. Broncos is -6 points. Cheapers. And then we have the Sharks with 3 points. All right, and they are G. Whew. Okay, so just looking at this, which team right now has the best record, or the most number of points? Okay, I'm going to use my number line. Who has the highest number? That'd be 6. That goes with C. That's butterflies. So butterflies have the most points. Now, do you notice anything about these points on the number line? If I were to take this number line and actually fold it like on a piece of paper and put 0 smack in the middle right on that crease, do any of these points line up with each other? Are any of these points opposites of each other? Yes. Okay. So Cowboys is opposite of the Orcs and vice versa. The Dragons and Sharks are opposites. Butterflies and the Broncos are opposites. There's only one number up there that doesn't have an opposite. That's 0, because it's its own opposite. Okay, so the cookies are smack in the middle of it all. All right, so which team on here has the worst amount of points? That would be all the way down here at -6. They are the farthest away. Okay, so the Broncos are the farthest away. Now, I want to put the teams in order from least to greatest. So let's say order from least to greatest. Now, which side of this number line is the least side? That would be down here, the negatives. Because, I mean, if you think about this as money, would you rather have -$6 in your pocket because you had to give $6 away to somebody? Or would you rather have the $6 in your pocket, the positive? Okay, so least, greatest. So if it's on a number line like this, I just have to look and see what they go with to put them in order. So -6 was the Broncos. So you would actually write out Broncos, okay, but we're going to go faster here. And then you have the Orcs, which was letter D. Moving on down, we've got the Dragons, which was letter B. And then our poor Cookies are right in the middle. And then G were the Sharks. And then followed by the Cowboys. And finally, the Butterflies, which was C. Okay? So using a number line really helps to get the numbers in order from least to greatest. Guys, you can even go from greatest to least. What would happen if I asked you guys to put this in order from greatest to least? They would reverse. Okay? You'd start from here and work your way back this way. So you'd go C, A, G, E, poor things right in the middle every time, B, D, and F. Okay? Least to greatest, greatest to least. You have to pay attention when they ask you questions about which way to go because they're going to try and mess you up. Okay? Okay, so I wrote some numbers down here. We need to place these numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay, if you don't have a number line, but you're more comfortable using a number line, then by all means, write a number line. Draw it out. Okay? If you just need to do this and do like 1, 2, just so you can visualize where the numbers are, go for it. Okay? If I was looking at the numbers here and I want to place the smallest one first, where would you start? You would start with -5 because he would be all the way down here. Okay? So going in order, -5. Cross them out as you go if you're able. Then I have another negative here, here, and here. Well, which one's closest to 5? What comes next? Be -3. Followed by, you've got these two, so -2. And then -1. The closer you get to 0, the larger the value gets. Okay? Your values always increase going this way every single time, no matter where you are on the number line. Okay? All right. Then you've got 0. Because now I'm going to start crossing to the other side here, and I look at them just as like their regular numbers. Well, what comes next? Least number, 3. And then the last one is 4. All right, moving right along, we're going to start talking about inequalities when you start to compare integers. Okay, we've got 2 symbols that you have to use in an inequality. Inequality means that they're not equal. That little word right there, in, means not. Quality means equal, so we're not equal. Okay, so this symbol is your greater than, and the one going the opposite direction is less than. Okay, so if I asked you to compare, let's say -10 compared to, I mean, they could put a circle, they could put a box, 4. You're going to read it from left to right like you do on a sentence, like a regular, like when you're reading a book. -10 is blank to 4. Well, -10 is less than 4. If I were to do positive numbers are easier just because you guys know those more. But let's say we have -24 and we're comparing it to -32. Remember, the closer the number is to 0, the larger the value of it is. So -24 compared to -32, this is closer to 0. So you're going to say -24 is greater than 32. Okay, I hope I helped you clear some stuff up today.